Hope all of you are well. So we are discussing on the chapter that is metal and non-metals. So open your page number 49, 48, 49. Last day we have discussed. Yes. Last day we have discussed on the reactions with water, that is there was metal and non-metal. Non-metal do not react with water. Using this we have used is in some properties. Next we have also discussed reaction with acid. We are discussing on that. Now one basic theory is that for the highly reactive metal, when they came in contact with the water, that is in normal water, then it will react spontaneously. But for a less reactive metal or moderate reactive metal, there we should use some activation energy. What is this activation energy? So activation energy may be sometimes as a heat, that is metal have to be heated, or we may use in place of water, sometimes we may use the steam. So heating, that is using steam, this may be one of the path that is used for the moderate reactive or less reactive metal. For example, iron. Iron does not react spontaneously with water, but we have to use a red hot condition of metal and the steam will be more preferable. Now when iron reacts with HCl, it produces FeCl2, that is ferrous chloride. But ferric chloride is produced when chlorine gas is passed over the heated iron. So FeCl3 is produced, that is ferric chloride is produced when heated metal is there and chlorine gas in the form of gas, because gassing having higher energy than that of the liquid. So chlorine gas when passed over the heated iron surface, then it produces ferric chloride. So this is the difference between the activation energy. So in this page number 49, you can see that there is a chart given regarding to the name of the some metals and also the reaction, that is there is concentrated dilute hydrochloric acid and dilute sulfuric acid. Okay. Okay. So I already discussed the magnesium ribbon when it is in room temperature with hydrochloric acid. Now you can follow that room temperature and warm is given. Okay, so when metals react with room condition, it also react in the warm condition. But when sometimes it happens that the metal does not react in the room temperature, at that time we have to use some activation energy. That is, here warming means here we have to use the heat energy to energize the metal. So there magnesium reacts spontaneously with both the acid, forming magnesium chloride and magnesium sulfate. Horrible sound is coming, sir. What is the chemical formula of methane? Ishita, it is a out of context question, but I will answer you at last of the class. Carbon and hydrogen, it is acidic. Methane is neutral, not acidic. Okay. So answer is already given, CH4. Now I am moving to the next part, that is follow the magnesium dilute hydrochloric acid, follow the formula of that, HCl, H capital, C capital, L small, it is H and chlorine, hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine is represented as C capital small L. Okay. And dilute sulfuric acid, H2SO4, hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen. I already have told you to make a chart regarding to the symbol of element and also some basic formula which will come in your knowledge for first time. Okay. So H2SO4, here H for hydrogen, S for sulfur, O for oxygen. I hope already don't give. Okay. So moving to the answers. So magnesium first, that is magnesium chloride. Write it down with formula. M capital, G small, C capital, L small. In subscript it is 2, not MgCl Sudarshan, it is MgCl2. Yes. Next, for sulfuric acid it is magnesium sulfate, MAGNESIUM SULPHATE, and you may also write SULFATE. What is the formula of that? M capital, G small, S capital, O capital, subscript 4. You have to write it in this manner. Yes, 4 will be in the subscript, but according to this, according to virtual class, you are okay. Next, coming to aluminium, what will be the answer? Aluminium, magnesium Mg. Now I will write only the symbol of that. Aluminium is abbreviated as Al, A capital, small l. Now it will produce aluminium. Sir, please repeat the magnesium chloride formula. Magnesium chloride, that is MgCl2. Can you see the board? Because here one magnesium atom and 2 chlorine atom is there. Okay, so write it down in this manner. Yes, aluminium is a moderate reactive element. So as we using dilute hydrochloric acid, so it will react slowly. Which one? Yes, for aluminium it is warm condition, it will be preferable. So in broad perspective we may write it is aluminium chloride, AlCl3, and for this it is aluminium sulfate. Okay, first write down the name of this formula. Aluminium sulfate. These two indicates or comes due to the valency of the metal. So aluminium sulfate is Al2SO4 whole thrice. Al2SO4 whole thrice. Next, iron. Here iron fillings have used, that is the iron is in the form, not in the solid form. It is just like the copper turning, you may see that it is in the wire form, that is a thin shape like structure. Iron also used like that, that is of this like structure, so that it is a thin, so the activation energy and surface area will be higher. So for this reason, and it's also the density will be less. For this reason, the iron fillings is used here. So iron reacts with hot HCl, and the metal should be red hot, then it will produce FeCl2 or iron chloride. FeCl2. Okay, next, what will happen when it reacts with sulfuric acid? Iron sulfate. Iron sulfate. Okay, the formula will be F capital small E SO4. Now what is SO4? It will be discussed next. Sir, cross multiplication of valency. Yes. Okay, now coming to the next, copper peeled flexible wire. So I am rubbing the first. Copper, the symbol is Cu. So here also a special kind of copper, that is a thin sheet of copper is taken, that is peeled flexible wire. Can we write iron chloride as ferric chloride? No, here iron chloride, here not ferric, here it is ferrous chloride. Okay, so your answer will be best that if you write iron chloride, the valency is negligible for your term. Okay, so iron chloride, maybe it iron 2 chloride or iron 3 chloride. Okay, so for dilute hydrochloric acid, it reacts very slowly with HCl, and if we use concentrate HCl in this place, then the reaction will be faster. But as we have used dilute hydrochloric acid in warm condition, it is copper chloride. CuCl2, copper sulfate. Valency of iron may be 2 or 3. One is ferrous. I have already told you about the As and Ig valency. Sir, this question are important for MCQ. Yes, it may be, but if it comes in exam, then you will write by, you may try for writing down the word equation, that is the word name. That is for iron, if it is given magnesium plus sulfuric acid, you will write magnesium sulfate, because if you want to write magnesium sulfate as MgSO4, then it will be, sometime it may be wrong, that is you may not represent in the correct manner, or if you are able to do that, if you are confident about that according to the writing of MgSO4 in the correct manner, then you may do, but the word equation also will be right, that magnesium sulfate or iron chloride, etc. I am writing down, so get to make you advance about the formula. Next, the two non-metals are given, that is carbon and sulfur. Okay, now charcoal is the another name of carbon. It is in the powdery form, and another one is sulfur powder. Now charcoal is black in color and sulfur is just a light yellow, that is, or you may told it as greenish yellow sometimes. It is due to some presence of impurities or oxide. Now these two elements, that is carbon, that is charcoal, and sulfur does not react with, sir, we will read only the chapter for the test. Yes, it is already given in your school website that only this chapter, the metal and non-metal, will come, but in the offline videos we have completed the metal, non-metal, only the metal, non-metal maybe. Okay, there the synthetic fibers and plastics are running, but a long time there is no video was uploaded on this chapter. When will this chapter end? Yes, yes, the chapter will end. Okay, the last two, that is E and F, do not react with any of that. That is not with dilute, not with dilute sulfuric, not with dilute HCl. But the condition is that, sir, please give some sample question that might come in the MCQ test. Very easy questions will be there, very easy questions. You may follow the NCERT exercise and also from the NCERT exemplar. There is a book where you can find some MCQ questions, NCERT exemplar. It is also a NCERT publications book. You can also get it from net. Very easy questions, some questions are there. Okay. So, coming to the next, non-metal do not react with water or with acid. Next, yes, D. Yes, D, that is if we use copper chloride, D. First one, that is at warm condition, it is copper chloride. Don't know about that. Exam date will be announced on the school website. Next, that is the iron sulfate, that is copper sulfate. Last part, that is copper sulfate. Okay. Don't know about that, Neshat. You will carry on your textbook first, overall, as there is no time waste for you for coming in school or going back to home, no tuition, only from home. So, there is a lots of time saving. So, you complete the overall book regarding the physics, chemistry and bio. It will be the time, and if you completed it, then you will make over this part and study the higher sections or some reference of that. Okay. So, last one, that is displacement reaction. Don't know about that, but sir, many things are not included in our book. Yes, yes, it is a very gist of that, very gist and very basic knowledge are there. Okay. So, moving to the displacement reactions, I have already discussed in the online class. Displacement reaction. What is this? What is this displacement reactions? So, I have already told you there is a activity series. Yes, now the activity series regarding that, the liberation of electron, it is on the liberation of electron. Liberation of electron. When a metal liberates electron, when they are placed in any solution. So, in very basic example we may take, it is an water solution or aqua solution. So, when a metal dipped in water, then for highly reactive metal, we know it that the highly reactive metal, that is sodium, potassium, easily react to produce the base. So, all the reactions are due to the activity of electron, that is the metal first of all release electron and the electron get attached with the other substances present and making the bond with each another, forming a new compound. It is the chemistry in between the solution. So, liberation of electron is very important. and as the liberation of electron there, the metal is converted to metal ion or cation. So when a species having a charge positive on its head, that is when a electron is liberated from its ground state, then it will be called as a cation, and if any electron is absorbed by any element or any non-metals, then it will be called as an anion. For example, chloride minus, and one example of cation, that is Fe3 plus, Na plus. Now when the metals are transferring its stage, that is metal, suppose I am writing sodium 2 Na plus, and there Aq is given. Now it is in solid state, it is in solution state. So when this transformation is occurred, there is a potential is generated which comes in the activity series, and as the value of that is as the value of the electron liberation energy, or it is also called sometimes the ionization potential, is higher, the metal will be in the less reactive series, and when it is very less, it will be in the highly reactive series. And for this reason, alkali metal, that is in the group 1, those having the concept of periodic table, in group 1 and group 2, these having very low ionization potential, and they took place the higher number in the activity series, that is according to the reduction potential. There is a two types of series, one is on the reduction potential and another one on the oxidation potential. So when the process, that is the reduction, that is liberation of electron, that is Na to Na plus, it is called the reduction, and Cl to Cl minus, it is called the oxidation. This is called the oxidation. It is called oxidation and it is called the reduction. Okay. So according to this, that is according to the oxidation potential and reduction potential, there are two series. That is, you can see it, burn, sulfur, iron, CS, CS. I do not understand what are you trying to say, Hudarshan. Sir, what is the difference between radical and ion? Radical having the free electrons on them, that is chlorine radical, dot. Chlorine minus, that is a lone electron pair when there, then it will be called as an anion. That is the complete separation of charge is called the cation or anion, sometimes ion. And if it is a electron dot, that means a lone electron is there, then it is the radical. So in the activity series, now coming to the context, come to that. There the solutions of zinc sulfate, copper sulfate, ferrous sulfate, iron sulfate are given. So copper sulfate, zinc sulfate, iron sulfate, copper sulfate, zinc sulfate, iron sulfate, and copper sulfate, zinc sulfate, iron sulfate. Yes, only three, and the elements is zinc, iron and copper. Zinc, iron and copper. Okay. So from here, arrange them according to the activity series. Arrange them. Oxidation number of Na plus 1. Arrange them copper, zinc and iron. According to the activity, zinc, iron, copper. Yes, here it is written zinc, iron, copper. Okay. Now according to the activity series, we can tell that whose activity is higher, it can displace the another metal from its salt. Now from this chart you can easily told that copper cannot displace zinc from its salt, copper cannot displace iron from its salt. Zinc can displace iron and copper from its salt, and iron can displace copper from its salt but not that of the zinc. So here I am writing these in proper sequence, that is, first of all here it will be zinc sulfate, it will be the iron sulfate and copper sulfate. Okay. Now the color, copper sulfate having blue color, zinc sulfate is white, ferrous sulfate is light green, okay, and iron itself is brown in color, copper also brown in color, zinc is white in nature, zinc sulfate solution also white or transparent, you may say, it is clear transparent. Okay. Now the question is given, that is activity 4.8. Beaker A, copper sulfate and zinc granule. Now you answer it. What will happen? Copper sulfate and zinc. Copper sulfate plus zinc. Now follow the activity. Copper sulfate is of less reactive, so zinc can displace copper. The answer will be zinc sulfate plus Cu. Okay. So the color of the copper sulfate solution will be discharged. Color of the copper sulfate solution will be discharged. Yes. And with that, Hinton, with that you have also to remind that what is the change in the physical characteristics. Is there any precipitation occurs? Is there any color change? It should be mentioned. Here the copper sulfate color will be changed, that is from blue, it will be colorless. Okay, now zinc sulfate is there. Now in zinc, what will happen? In zinc we can see that there a rust formation, that is the layer of copper will deposit on the surface of the zinc. Is it clear? Next, copper sulfate and iron. Here also you can say that iron sulfate and copper will form. Here iron sulfate having of a greenish color, light green, and copper it is of brown color. Okay. Beaker C, zinc sulfate and copper turning, no reaction will take place. Beaker C. Beaker D, iron sulfate and copper turning, no reaction. And last, zinc sulfate and iron nail, here also no reaction will take place. So the first two beaker goes some reaction, but the last three C, D and E there is no reaction. It will be explained by using the activity series. Now tell me any query or any questions regarding that. Okay. So next day, after completing the uses of metals and non-metal, we will discuss. You may do it in your home, that is what is the use of metal. Metal are used for making the tools, industrial use. Non-metals are used in chemistry, that is carbon is used in the production, that is in reduction purpose. Sulfur, it is sometimes used to production of some gases, that is sulfur dioxide, etc. Sulfur is used to make the sulfur powder. It is used in the combustion, that is as if I can say the explosives. Okay, so next day we will start the exercise. No problem, sir. Do we need to follow NCERT? Yes, you should follow it, because if you practice it, you have to go to with the NCERT exemplar also up to class 12. So try it from now. I suggest you, there is also some questions which is may match with the NCERT, but there are some little bit of that. So also follow the NCERT exemplar. No questions, please discuss what type of question will come in the MCQ. very basic question will come. Okay, so on the next day I will tell about that. Next day, that means on the Friday. On the Friday I will tell about the MCQ questions from this chapter, but very short. Okay, so wait for the next class.